And we're live. Let's see if I can fix this a bit. All right. Oh, oh. Um. Bring it down a bit. There we go. I don't know how streamers do it. I don't know how. Um. IMLs came on real quick and did an hour and a half, and was like, I'm so sorry it was so short, and I'm like going, an hour and a half, that's a lot for me. um I have done 2 hour streams. I don't know what I would do with it making. um I I think in my description I say that I ramble on too long, but I can't imagine people doing 11, 12 hour streams, you know, or even regularly doing 5 hour streams, 6 hour streams like most of them do. It's a lot. It takes a lot. And even though these are unplanned and I'm kind of just shooting off the cuff most of the time, I'm really just kind of in awe over it. Maybe I do need to plan a little bit better. Maybe we can plan. You know, obviously it wouldn't be unscripted, but it is what it is. Um, I have been doing a lot of the live streams, which is what unscripted really, where unscripted is, and I have yet to go back into those streams and take out clips and stuff like that so that people don't get a lot of the kind of the dead air that I produce sometimes, and or um, get the thought that I was trying to convey, and because I probably go to many different thoughts. Um, let's I was going to like do advice or talk about how I am, you know, in a reverse harem, or how I handle having, multiple waifus. When I first started down this rabbit hole, um, and I think my simp song is probably the clearest. Even though it talks about buying figurines, the song is about buying figurines. It really is kind of like a what happened, because I originally just wanted one, to have one waifu, and one VTuber waifu, and I was just going to be following that one, and somehow, some way, I don't know, I can't even explain it. Um, I find myself following a lot, um, and I I know that I have an addictive personality. It's one of the reasons why I stopped drinking, because I like drinking way too much, and the difference between watching VTubers and drinking is that um, watching VTubers doesn't seem to be detrimental to my health. It does. I am definitely streaming less from watching them, but then again, I was watching them before I started streaming, so you know, is is my live streams interrupting my waifu watching or not? Um, if you follow the parodies, if or these, I don't know if I should be suggesting watching more of my videos, and especially watching my singing. Oh, that's what I could talk about too. I'll talk about singing. But watching more of my singing. Um, but it's, anybody who has any, you know um, you know multiple videos of mine, especially with where the VTubers are, knows that I've done a video for everyone in V Shoujo. But you can actually follow. There's a how it all transitions, and why why some of the songs were picked, and then of course there's Mayumi, who I've done the most. Um, she's gotten the most parodies out of me, and but it always goes in waves. I've definitely, obviously, if I've done a parody, um, I kind of consider that VTuber my waifu. Um, let's talk about my singing. I it has been I've gotten lots of really wonderful comments, and there's some people who actually enjoy my singing, which I'm you know shocked and amazed, and I'm glad that you enjoy the singing. You definitely enjoy it more than I do, so it's that's something, right? Um, the But why am I singing? I can't sing. I have bad hearing. All this other stuff, and the main reason, and this is, well, I do everything on this channel for me. It's like my own personal therapy type of deal, and to get things out. And but the main reason is that I want to be walking the walk when I say things like, you can do whatever you want, you can have whatever you want, and there's work that's involved in it. I mean, I know that it probably seems like, especially because I um, am one take. I only do one take. You get whatever. Once I hit the record button, whatever comes out, that's what I post up. Um, and that is a little bit easier, but the main reason I do that is not because I don't want to put out a better video. Is because if I listen to my songs, and that's all of them. I don't even have an exception to that rule. If I listen to my songs, I'm going to want to do a second take. And the problem with doing a second take is it's just like the first take. Once I listen to it, I'm going to want to do another take. And I can do take until it never gets published. And the main reason I do the one take and done, is because I want to publish the videos. If I just sang and made videos that I never published, I wouldn't consider myself a singer. So I kind of like applying my rules of writing. Like, the first rule of writing is to write. There's Has nothing to do with structure. Has nothing to do with what you're actually writing. But in order to call yourself a writer, you have to write. So in order for me to call myself a singer, I have to sing. So that's what all those songs are. That's everything. Somebody was actually saying, like, singing like that is easy, and I hate to admit it, it's very difficult for me. It, because I know it's only one take, and whatever I get, I get. I try to produce the best song in that one take that I possibly could with the tools that I have. Um, listening to um, listening to uh, my playback, I try to like fix it, and some of the songs have technical issues. I even hate technical issues, but placement issues of where the mic is, to where the music's coming out of, to where I'm standing and singing, and how that correlates in and of itself. And um, it's it's definitely a lot of work. But why this still doesn't? I still haven't answered the why I'm singing. And the main reason why I'm singing is because when I was little, um, well, when I was very little, I was told that I was the reincarnation of Jim Morrison, lead singer of the Doors, and I thought I was going to be a singer. And then when I actually heard music, when I had music, especially listening to not the music that everybody else was playing, listening to other music, and when I heard that music, I was absolutely astounded by it, and especially because it was very different than the. I listened to mostly classical as a child, the classical music, and how those non-opera, rock and roll, how that actually affected my life. And when you're a child, I don't know if this still holds true to people who were growing up, but all adults, every single adult that I've ever met, always asked, "What do I want to be when I grow up?" No matter what. And I can't even remember a time in my life that I did not hear that question. Um, I don't think a month went by when I didn't hear that question from somebody. And for a period when I was younger, I said that I wanted to be Barry White, because even though I was the reincarnation of Jim Morrison, I wanted to be my own thing. And it's kind of weird to say this because you um, going my own way meant imitating another singer, and that was Barry White. But I was telling everybody I wanted to be a singer, and I wanted to be a black singer as well, because I liked the soulful voice, I liked the blues, I liked um, uh, I loved rhythm and blues, and Motown and all that stuff. And Barry White at the time, um, my exposure was very limited. Barry White at the time seemed like you know, the height. That was the place to achieve, was his status, his level. And of course, when I was a child and very young, I definitely not definitely not a bass in my voice. I'm still not. I still don't have a bassy voice. Um, I think I have some bassy in me, but not enough. And um, Also, my hearing loss, where Barry White is concerned, I could hear him clearly. So um, tenors and stuff like that, I tended to, even baritone voices, I tend to only get like a sampling of them. But Barry White's voice, I heard clear as a bell. And I think that that's why it resonated with me so much, um, voice wise. And, blues and jazz and all of that was just basically, musically was very opening, beyond the classical music. And and I did listen to the the music of my era as well, the rock and roll and stuff like that, and heavy metal, and all that music was all permeating around pop, you know the pop music and stuff like that. was all there, but it was that's why I wanted to. I always I said to many people that I was going to be a lead singer in a band. Um, I had voice lessons. Um, I had not only that, I had singing coaches. I went through a whole ordeal, and like I said, I my hearing loss is one of the main reasons why most of them gave up on me, and I've been told many times that I should think of something else. I should have a backup plan because I'm not going to be a singer. And so, why am I singing now? At the ripe old age of 50. Um, I think that it has to do with the fact that um, one of the things I tell people is, to discover yourself and discover what you want to do and discover it. So I'm not telling people that, you will instantly, because you want to be a singer, you will instantly be great. Obviously, if you listen to my songs, you know that I'm not that. And also the amount of work that I put towards it. Um, I think that I have been told that I actually sing better when I'm not doing the way I'm doing it. Um, but recording and stuff like that, I think that I think I overthink it when I'm recording myself, and instead of just letting it happen. And I'm going to try, and I I kind of feel sorry for anybody who watches them when I do that. Try not to overthink it. Try not to correct, make the corrections that I'm I'm trying to hit notes and tones and things that I can't feel or hear um, until I listen to it, and then when I listen to it, I can hear and feel it being off. So I want to change it, and what I feel is off because my voice is not like it's like when you have a different singer singing the same song. Yes, the original singer obviously they sing it the best that it is because they're the original singer of the song. But when you think of things like, and I'm going to use people who can actually sing as examples. Dolly Parton's "Always Love You." Uh, and she sings it. She sings it in as Dolly Parton, and when Whitney Houston sung it, she sung it as Whitney Houston, and it's the same song. The notes are all the same. The feeling's all there, but Whitney's got a different voice than Dolly Parton, and um, what I'm trying to say is that when I hear the song back that I'm singing, I don't I don't hear when I'm singing it and I'm making corrections. I don't hear my voice because obviously I don't hear it. But when I play it back, there's my voice, and whether I'm on note or on tune, it's not like I don't hear the original singer singing back, and it's like I said, there's a lot of it's hard to describe how much actually goes into it, but in any case, and then that we get what we get is that's part of my rules. You sing it once and we get what we get. But I don't want people to misinterpret doing whatever you want without work, without, you know, putting effort into it, without attempting it. Because obviously, if I just say, "Oh yeah, if you want to be a singer, why don't you just sing?" Because you can do that. But if you don't put forth any effort towards singing, um, beyond the I don't like to listen to myself, or because I hate to listen to myself, but beyond the embarrassment or whatever it is you feel that's stopping you from doing what you want to do, I just still think that, you have to be aware that, sometimes there's a lot of work and a lot of effort needs to go into singing. Um, some people have been, you know, I yeah, I should. I know that I should preference, the people who praise my songs, and I adore you for it, and I thank it for it, and it holds a lot. That holds a lot of weight. In fact, I like to think in those terms more than the people who offer criticism. But there have been people who've offered criticism, and again, it's their opinion, not not what it has nothing to do with what it is. It's their opinion of my singing, and cringe has come up, and yeah, that's the song wasn't right for you, or everything like that. And there's a lot of that, and I even have to admit that when I hear it, I can hear the cringe, I can hear the missed notes, I can hear me singing off key, I can hear a lot of the mistakes that I make when singing a song. And then there's the actual mistakes, the actual blatant mistakes, which is timing. I've made timing mistakes. I've sang wrong verses. I've done a lot of different other errors, which I've held notes that I wasn't supposed to hold. I've not held notes that I was supposed to hold. I just I do I there's no perfect. I have no perfect song, not yet. Maybe it might happen, but I have no perfect song that I've sang in one take, from beginning to end without some sort of error. And some of them have major, you know some of them have subtle errors and stuff like that, that you probably can even just take as like, oh, that was Sean meant to do that. But monotone singing is something that I think, with a lot of the songs, um, you know, tempo, one is another blatantly obvious mistakes that I make when singing the song. I have mumbled, um, during songs, which I kind of go, oh, why did I choose to do that as opposed to do singing, as opposed to, you know, at least making sure that the lyrics were very clear of what I was saying. And I don't know why that's happened, but they happened in some of the songs. Um, but yeah, the main reason that I do it is so that I can be the example. You know, I talk a good game, but am I the example of that game, that I talk? And so I don't want to be the one who just talks the talk. I want to walk the walk. And so I wanted to be a singer. I sang. The songs have definitely evolved. I'm now writing a lot of parodies, and writing is definitely one of my um, stronger avenues, and being creative in that respect. The writing of the lyrics is, for me, that's very easy. I know for some people it can be extremely hard and extremely difficult to do. And I I try not to take try not to take that for granted, because there are people who can sing without any, you know, out any prep or any, doing vocal work or have to practice. I practice a song 2, 3 times before I even hit the record button, just so that I can get like kind of like loosened up a little bit, especially vocally. And um, it sometimes it seems like it pays off, and sometimes I couldn't even tell. I mean, I have one song. In fact, I think there is only one song that I've ever sang without a prep beforehand, and it was the one. It's called Offline, and it was the One Headlight from the Wallflowers. Um, and that song, that was written, recorded, um, and done in under 10 minutes. So, and published in under 10 minutes. And that song, yeah, it came out. My worry about, the thing that why I always practice is because I was, thinking like, oh, I wouldn't be able to get it. And doing that attempt, I was realizing that maybe a lot of my practices are better than, um they're better they are better than the actual recorded song. And because I guess I'm psyching myself out type of thing, which is okay. Well, I thought I turned notifications off. It's okay. It does what it's supposed to do in that respect. Um, Getting back to the waifus, because talking about songs and singing, and it's I I I think I've been rehashing it. Ah, let me finish with this with the singing. So yeah, so it evolved into doing pretty much a lot more parodies. I switched from singing the covers to singing parodies, and like I said, I don't want to. That is writing the lyrics definitely is easy for me than most. I guess for most people, struggle with that, and if you're struggling with that, ask me. I'll help you out. I can, I I can produce lyrics like you wouldn't believe, especially if I know the music. Um, but the writing of the parodies is nice, but I think um, because nobody really goes back and um, reviews the songs and stuff like that. I have some lyrics that I've written, and because the music that it's set to is copyright claimed, and this, I might take those lyrics that I've written and not have it be a parody song and actually write my own music to it. And that's the evolution. That's where I'm going. That's where I intended to evolve to. I had some musician friends and stuff like that, and people who do write music all the time offer, and I have reached out to them actually a lot, because it's what I wanted Loud Noises 3 to actually become. Loud Noises 3 was supposed to be, Loud Noises 1 was all covers, and then Loud Noises 2 was, some covers, but mostly parodies. And then Loud Noises 3 was supposed to be original songs, or taking the parody songs and setting them to original music. And because if I have my own original music, or somebody writes original music for me, it can't be copyrighted claim, and because they don't own my lyrics, so poo poo on them. And But also I have a lot more lyrics, like I think that this is where people think, because I tend to write parody songs kind of on the fly and try to get those out quicker. There is also I have a backlog of over 200 songs with lyrics and stuff like that, and usually and a lot of original lyrics uh, that if I could put it to a song, I would. But yeah, and still do some covers and still do some parodies and parodies of songs and stuff like that. But I wanted three to actually be majority of original music and original songs, and um, I have not done that. And the people who were offering to play music and stuff like that for me or to write music for me have not come through either, and um, I am still kind of like, what should I do now? So I'm going to self-teach myself how to write music. A lot of the music is probably going to be very similar, very the same um, type of deal. I'm not going to write rap. I If you watched any of my rap videos that I've done so far, I've only done two. You will see that I am not a rapper, and I intend to keep it that way. I think rapping is not one of my stronger points, but I might rap in it. You never know. You never know how videos go. It depends on how the music flows. And good news, bad news, and that is I'm still not I was about to say I'm not a singer. I'm still not very good at singing. Um, I I I am a singer, but I'm still not very good at singing, and I would love for people who can sing um, to. I would love if somebody offered to when they hear the original song. I would definitely offer. Set up a karaoke for them, um, and since it would be my music, um, they they can do whatever they want with it. The I know how music's supposed to go. So, and like I said, it's gonna probably be very um, the music. If I write decent music, I might have like 15, 20 songs, pretty much with the same music, or reversed, or you know jumbled around. But pretty much it'll probably once I get the music that I actually like listening to, and I want to set lyrics to it, I will I will do it that way. I am not, or I'm going to try to keep it writing lyrics for the music that I write, as opposed to writing music to the lyrics that I've written. Um, so that's one of the things that is it's I will we'll see how that goes. The So now we can switch to my waifus. Now I've been definitely treating um how I've been juggling, you know, my my addiction to VTubers um in a really strange way, because it it happened. Like I said, I wanted to basically have a one one VTuber that I watched always, and with them collabing and stuff like that, and doing things with other people, and people in their community, are also VTubers and stuff like that and doing their own thing. It's kind of like I said, it's a rabbit hole that I fell down, and I don't know. I wouldn't say it was a bad thing. It's just kind of a um, overwhelming. I think is what it is, and I know that I talk about my limited time that I have to give because half I have to spend half my free time doing stuff in the real world, and then a third of my day is devoted to work. And yes, things are going to probably change a little bit, but it's still going to be probably about a third. A third of my life will be devoted to work, and then you'll have the third of my life devoted to sleep, and leaving me with just the third left. And I can't make videos and watch VTubers. So if I'm only spending an hour or two watching VTubers, how much can I dedicate towards that? Um, and make it kind of fulfilling. That's one of it is one of the reasons why I wanted just one, because when they're not on, I can spend the rest of my time doing you know projects like streaming or creating or building. And I'm definitely working on another project on top of it. Like I said, it's only half my free time. So let's say that there's 8 hours. Oh, how 8 hours would be really wonderful to have. If I have 8 hours of free time, 8 hours of free time every day, um, if I spend half of it watching VTubers and supporting my waifus, and that leaves me with 4 hours for everything else. But if I start becoming more of an artist, it's going to basically dip into um, my VTube watching. Now, the 4 hours, do I split those 4 hours between my channel and basically my self promotion and my expression, my artistic online presence, or do I um, spend it all, you know, kind of being the quirky, wacky person that I am, with supporting my waifus. And it's really it. I am definitely, as they call, threading the needle on this one, and I'm not doing a very good job threading the needle. Um, so how am I going to do this is the plan, and how am I going to set this up is definitely how it is. I don't see myself going back to just being in one single community. Yes, I have to admit there is one community that I'm very partial to, and I adore that community um, more than anything. And they know who they are, and they know that I love them very much. Um, and I so they definitely get the community, not necessarily the waifu. The community gets it, that kind of gets more priority over the other communities. But I definitely see that um, the bigger, and I think it's great that a lot of the VTubers, when I first started watching them, had very few followers and stuff like that. And when I was around, Um, and I could be kind of like, I did kind of slack off, and I did not, devote a lot of support to them, which I kind of feel guilty about in that respect. But regardless of my participation, a lot of the waifus have basically blown up, and they're their own entity, and they're doing their own thing. And um, I don't adore them any less. I don't, you know, I don't, I'm not jealous or envious or anything like that. I do, I don't want to say that I miss it, but I like the personal interactions more. But then again, that's me being selfish, and um, when somebody's dealing with thousands of followers or subscribers, or wherever we call them, and I'm just one of thousands. Of course, I'm going to get less time than when there's less than 100. Um, and of course, I'm going to be less noticed, and I'm going to be more in the pool, as it was, as opposed to um, what where my interactions with them. I could just shoot, pretty much just shoot the breeze, and I understand that that's gone. So that's what I miss. But their success, I'm so happy that that there's so much success, and that they can make a living doing this. And I think that it's absolutely awesome. And if our paths completely diverge, and this will be with the now up and comings, and now the ones that are up and coming that I'm following, because you know I tend to be more attracted to the not smaller is such a wrong word, and I'm trying to think of what it is, but the less established. I tend to be more attracted to the less established, because I tend to get more out of it personally. And but I would love for them to become established. I would love for them to be, you know, where the premier ones who've been doing it for years. I would love for them to get to those points. And I have to understand where I am in that hierarchy. Now, I'm poor, so I can't donate money. And if I did have any type of extra cash or anything like that, you know, um, I have so many other projects that I'm doing on in my life that I it's like I don't have spare. There is no spare change in my life to devote to my waifus. Which, if that's the deal breaker, not obviously, if that was the deal breaker with any of the waifus that I follow, um, they it I wouldn't be their waifu. I'm not their waifu. They wouldn't be my waifu anymore. It would, the connection, maybe not severed completely, but the connection would definitely be less, and even less than what it currently is. Um, where if they're very established, and they're pretty much their own industry, my role, my fitting in is not determined by how much I donate and give, or buy. If the money was there, if I was independently wealthy, and I didn't have a you know you know basically a soul sucking job that I only keep because I'm surviving. Obviously, if I had a lot of extra money, I would quit my soul sucking job because I don't like doing it. So that's you know that's really how it works. you know, um, you know, the amount that YouTube would have to pay me in order for me to quit my soul sucking job would not give me extra money to support waifus and stuff like that. It would be money that I have so that I can basically work less or feel obligated to work as much as I'm currently obligated to do. Um, the um, but yeah, so I tried to I've had to like actually kind of set down some of my ground rules, and I think if anybody's watching this, if you have your own ground rules, I would love to hear them. Like I said, these are currently in practice. What I'm about to say is currently in practice by me, on how I'm dealing with it with my situation. But like I said, if somebody has better, I'm definitely not the be all end all and on the authority on waifus and how to deal with waifus. I call this, like I mentioned in the last stream, I call this the reverse harem, as opposed to the gender swap that most people call a reverse harem, especially where anime is concerned, where the main protagonist is female instead of male, and usually with male members of their harem, is considered a reverse harem, and it's actually a tag for reverse harem. So that's the establishment. But I've always seen what a reverse harem would be males and females, but people who have harems, that one person is part of many harems, belongs to many harems. So my waifu is my harem is not just the waifu themselves. My harem is my the harem that I belong to. I belong to a harem with with the head being the waifu. So I'm in the harem, and I belong to multiple harems, and that's a reverse harem. So that makes sense. It's not. I'm not leading the harem at all. I'm not the main. You know, the waifus are not solely in the harem with the other waifus, competing. They're not, and they're definitely not competing for my attention. I'm competing for their attention within their harems. Reverse, reverse. So multiple harems, set per by one person, and my gender doesn't matter, and their gender doesn't matter. So it literally is a reverse harem. You know, mostly harems were considered wives, so it would be like the wife, and that's gender, so it's the wrong word, but we're going to use that. We're going to use it's the one of the many wives, but not only that, she's now being with many other wives in multiple other harems. Um, my my waifu list, I have never, I think I've made it. It's not a secret as far as VTubers are concerned that my first VTuber waifu was Project Melody, and I've kind of watched her grow from being a you know um, uh, almost she's an industry in of herself now. But I watched it grow from kind of being this computer program that glitched out and liked to watch hentai. And I followed her onto actually several different platforms, some adult, and enjoyed watching her very much all the time. She's always been a lot of fun to watch, and follow the streams. I participated in a lot of them. I watched the science team get developed and become what it is now. I think that I don't know why. I think that because I was not a donor or in financially in giving her the leg up, that I never felt like I belonged to her harem, but I'd always considered her my waifu. Um, I, I think it was almost a year, almost a year, um, since I started following her. Yeah, it was almost a year that she started up a thing, kind of her own little talk show with two other VTubers, Silvervale and of course Iron Mouse, and they started this thing called the Lewdcast, which I was all in on the Lewdcast. The Lewdcast was absolutely fantastic, and I kind of actually miss it. Um, I saw what they wanted to do, and I saw the direction that it was going in, and I thought it was a great direction. And then it feels like it just abruptly stopped at some point. And there was probably lots of stuff going on. Obviously, V Shoujo happened, and it just kind of went into limbo. And I miss Lootcast. I thought Lootcast was awesome, but because of Lootcast, um, I branched out even further from that, and picked up both Iron Mouse and Silvervale, and was watching them, trying to basically juggling between the three, and but mostly as a viewer. I don't know why. Yeah, this is kind of really a weird thing. Even though there was always a chat, even though there was always a like a way to participate, and I did participate sometimes, but a lot of the times I would actually just, sometimes I'd watch it live, but for the most part I'd watch the replay of it. I would watch, catch it when I could catch it. So I really wasn't active in as a I was treating them more like I was treating VTubers more like a like an anime show. This is my entertainment. I was watching it. It's just me. Things that were going on in chats and stuff like that. Like I said, I was watching. I watched their communities grow, and it's probably one of the reasons why I never felt like I was part of their communities at all. In fact, even when I started doing this, which was supposed to be a whole different thing, and it was supposed to be a one and done. It's the reason why this is a separate channel from. I have, surprisingly enough, I have two channels, and I wanted them to be two separate channels because one was the patron saint of mediocrity, and now I have this, and I'm now going, should I just merge that other channel that's just basically sitting there dead with this channel, or should I just leave it? And I've basically just been leaving it. I mean, it's an old channel, and this channel was supposed to be something completely different than what it became, but I was going to just use it for my birthday, this year, and that was it. It was supposed to be a one and done. It was supposed when I actually, I was actually working on trying to get you see Cuda here. This is when it was just the child before they named Grogu on the show and everything like that. I decided that I needed my own Baby Yoda child, and I took this, and then instead of saying it was a boy, I made Cuda is female, and she is not Grogu. Um, see, she's got her cute little purple dress on, so she is not Grogu. She is Cuda. And I was going to have her. I was going to carry her in one of the baby carries. I think she fits in. I think when I was going to buy it, it was actually going to be a small dog thing because she's tinier than the baby carriers. The baby carriers would actually allow. So I was going to walk around Walt Disney World with Cuda right here, and I was going to have a camera with her, and I was going to stream live my 50th birthday because I was going to attempt to do it's the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. It was going to be my 50th birthday, so I was going to do it on my birthday, and I was going to attempt to do 50 rides in one day for my birthday. And that was how I was going to celebrate my birthday. And I was going to stream the whole thing. And it all kind of went south because of COVID and it got destroyed. But I said I should still shoot something. And I did not stream. I did not do a constant stream. I only did short videos, and I didn't do any lengthy, any videos of length or anything like that. So it was just kind of like there, and that's how this whole thing started. I was already watching VTubers, already had waifus and everything like that, and everybody was calling. It's funny because I even now call it me falling down the rabbit hole. I think I never fell down the rabbit hole up until that point. I loved the videos. I loved people made clips of the videos and everything like that. And VTubers became huge. I knew that they were going to be huge. I knew that it was going to be a big thing, and I didn't realize at the time how many people, up and coming people, would become VTubers themselves. That still right now amazes me on the basically the industry of VTubing. That even I even considered it for a period of time of doing it, and I don't know. It's seems a little much for me, and it also I think is off brand for me. I might. I'm not going to say never say never. Um, I'm still open to it. I've even considered, I've been talking to people and stuff like that in different communities on what it takes and the rigging and the model making and everything like that. And I, if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm a very practical, effects person. I had a business in California that was practical special effects. I I don't do computerized. I use computers all the time, but I don't do computerized. I'm not a CGI person. I don't do things in that realm, and I'm actually very envious and very jealous of people who do it. I think that that's an incredible talent that people have. I might delve into it. I might see if my actual physical drawings and stuff like that can be translated into um, CGI renderings and CGI works and stuff like that, or if I have to basically draw it first, put it in there, and pretty much trace over um, the drawing itself, and see if I can actually create something in that nature, and maybe I can do it that way and create my models that way. The T pose or whatever it is that you do for models is just like amazing to me too, and it's just like, okay, well, there's definitely set standards and stuff like that, and I tend to not follow the rules, which I got where this is concerned. If I ever became a VTuber, it's something that I would definitely follow. I think I would also like to do a morph. My persona is human, and I think I'm going to go from human to VTuber, and then probably a human VTuber, and then from that to whatever my true form is, something like that, something of that nature. So something I don't know. I was talking about where I was with the waifus, but yeah, I mentioned definitely Mayune, and I found her and her community. Like I said, I shouldn't probably talk about which community I love the most, but there it is. I've said it. My involvement up until that point, till discovering Mayune, with what the potential or the impact of VTubing on my life, did not change. I did not fall down the rabbit hole until I found Mayune, and I've said this to the chat. I've said this even in Discord and stuff like that, but it's all been within the community, and maybe it seems like I wasn't sincere, I guess. Sincere, but it seemed like I was, kind of pandering to them at the time. But the truth of the matter is, it is what it actually is. I stepped into her Twitch stream. I didn't even have Twitch before I met her. She was doing a challenge, and I decided, she was. I think of it more at the time of kind of like a horse race. She was doing a challenge. There was a bunch of other competitors and everything like that, and I went down to the races, and I picked my favorite, and she was my pick to win it. And I had no idea her history. I had no idea what she even posted. I saw her passingly, but I was pretty much just sticking to the group of VTubers that I was watching. And it's actually kind of funny because Iron Mouse was actually asked to do this challenge, and she was, that's who I was going to follow through it. And she turned it down, and for valid reasons, and I totally understand why. Doing a never ending stream, especially me. I'll use me as the example. If somebody said, Sean, you want to do a never ending stream, I would be like, I cannot fucking possibly do that. That's impossible. A 5 hour stream, 5 hours stream for me would be an extremely long time, an extremely long stream. I mean, I just hit an hour, and I'm like looking to wrap this up. So I it's kind of like, I can you imagine like me thinking like 5 hours is a long time to be streaming, and here it is, the challenge the challenge that was asked was to be, to basically keep streaming until you're the last one standing, which is what the challenge was. And I I'm I like I said, maybe it's just the shock and awe of the whole thing. But yeah, so um I was going to watch this craziness and this insanity, and I needed a person that to basically, kind of like, bet on. And I picked Mayuni, and so had to I had to create a Twitch account, which is funny because IMS had a Twitch account, and I wasn't watching her on Twitch, so I wasn't seeing most of her live streams because I was just watching her on YouTube. And same thing with Melody, and the same thing with, even Silvervale. Like, all these people had Twitch streams that I just didn't want to do Twitch. I had already just quit Facebook, and Twitch was affiliated with Facebook, and I was just like going, I've already had enough of freaking Facebook bullshit. So why would I want to do Twitch? Why would I want to have an account on Twitch? And I still kind of feel that way with Twitch, but I pretty much just watch, VTubers on Twitch, and that's all I use it for. Um, the what do you call? Yeah, so I created the account basically as to watch because these were long live streams, and the person hosting it, which was Nux Taco, wasn't going to be live streaming their live streams. So I couldn't watch, he was going to basically just feed them for, use this for content so that he can, have prize money for videos in the future. So that, setting that aside, now you have this craziness going on, and I had to watch, in order to participate in the challenge, as it were. I had to basically, set up a Twitch stream. So I Twitch account, and so I set up the Twitch account, found my uni, and started watching. And instantly, this is how I fell down the rabbit hole. Instantly, she told me welcome home, and in I would say, before I could even, I know I didn't even say, thank you or anything like that. There was one of the people in chat who basically just, gifted me a sub, saying, oh, you're new here, let me gift you a sub. I haven't, literally didn't even, say hi, and, you know um how are we going to, what's going on with the streamathon, and everything like that. And I was already like, welcomes, everybody just, so loving, so caring, and everything like that. And you know um i actually I actually started crying. And I said hi to everybody, and I was, being my usual self, but they could only see the text messages. They couldn't see me in person, like just basically being a big blubbering, absolute mess. And I completely had forgotten, because she'd only literally just started the never ending stream. She only literally, it literally just started. So I completely forgotten that this was a. I think she started early too. So she literally she just got on. I saw the video, talking about this and him and Nux trying to get the people in there, and I picked her, and I was basically like a cheerleader. That's all I thought I was going to do, but I've completely forgotten that that this is what this is. That this is going to not stop. This was going to continue on, and I just basically became part of it. And I was already crying like a madman, and being a blubbering idiot, and just just the just that feeling. And I didn't even know when this happened. I didn't even know that this is what I was looking for. I was always seeing this as kind of a business, and you know this is my entertainment. This is where I come to basically unwind from my crappy day. And it's the anime shows that were coming out were kind of craptastic, and just absolutely awful. It's been like that for pretty much the entire pandemic. And it was basically that this filled that void this year. I mean, this is all this year. I mean, I haven't been doing this channel for over a year, and I went completely down. Now I I didn't stop watching um, Melody, Iron Mouse, Silver Veil, and by this time they were already be shojo, and so that they were already there was Fruit and Zendrea, and a lot of other people that I was wanting Nanners. I always talk about it's the big seven. Um, right? I think it was five to begin with. Was it? It was Iron Mouse, Project Melody, Silver Veil, Nanners. Fruit was with Hime, um, and Zendrea. Yeah, so the first five to come out of each JoJo was um, Iron Mouse, um, Iron Mouse, Project Melody, Nanners, Silver Veil, and Zendrea. So that's it. That's the five that came out, and then almost instantly, both Fruit and Hime were added, and then the first addition to Bishojo was Bebe, and I have each of them got a song. So each of them got a song before I found Mayune. Um, And so they were all that was like all set, and I still kind of paid attention to it. I definitely have a really soft spot for Melody and Iron Mouse and Silver Veil because of Bloodcast, but definitely all in with all of them. So that's pretty much my reverse harem. These are my waifus as it was. But yeah, Miyuni came in after that, um, and I because I went down the rabbit hole with Miyuni, um, I was actually thinking that um, I should just have one. Um, it the streamathon went on for almost 2 weeks. I believe 13 days. And then my uni continued it after it. So I was very spoiled that no matter what time of day, no matter what I was doing, she was always live. Um, and I got very close with the community, especially because she had to sleep and stuff like that. So there was lots of streams with her just sleeping. I even have a song that's all that talks about that, because timing wise, the free time that I had tended to be during the times that she was sleeping, and then I would get very lucky sometimes and have streams where she was up, but I could easily just when I had to sleep, I could go to sleep, and it would be there when I woke up before I went to work, and so I thought it was a really I became very spoiled with that. And yes, the uni took up all of the free time that I was allowing, because I was already trying to do other projects and stuff like that, and everything like that. But she took up the time, and it was really nice to, I was kind of like, I got sent off to work, and sent off to bed, and or sent off to bed, then sent off to work, and then welcomed home when I got home from work. So it was a really nice thing that I had, until the stream ended. And I did, the fastest song that, because to tie this all back to what I was talking about with singing, she got 7 songs out of me, and the the song that I wrote, when the stream ended, and not just the streamathon, but the actual, her never ending stream. When it finally ended, um, I I was heartbroken. I didn't even know what to do, because now the times that she was streaming, tended to not be when I was, available to watch it, and it definitely interrupted. I was trying to like make it so that I can figure out when the times that she was on, so that I can have at least a little bit of time, but she would stream all into the night, and I could only stay up for so long, and very very hard, very difficult for me to continue. I definitely stuck with the community, and um, trying to make it work and everything like that. And because I was now on Twitch, and there were up and coming, streamers, that I could actually, when talking in chat and stuff like that, it was almost an instant reaction, and that fills a need. And I'm not saying that, um, any of them, Project Melody has actually made comments, things that I've said. Iron Mouse is definitely, she's even showed my video and almost got DMCA'd because, um, she played the Iron Mouse video, and I almost feel bad. Well, I shouldn't say almost. I actually feel, here I am. I all I want to do is be helpful. All I want to do is do good things. And yes, a copyright claim video, any of the copyright claim videos that I have, from me singing, I have full reign. I'm not getting paid for this, so it doesn't matter to me if it's copyright claimed. Somebody else is making money on it. Somebody else can put ads in it, and have complete control over it, over what people watch. It doesn't matter to me. When somebody reviews my videos, that's where it freaking matters. And that is definitely the reason why I want to go to original music. Because even the videos that I have that aren't copyright claimed, and as always, you can always tell which is a copyright claim video from a non-copyright claim video because my copyright claim videos all have thumbnails. It's not me. I do not appear in and it has to have my face because somebody was thinking that I have one my apology, my cursed apology video. That one, it's a picture from the neck down. That's actually not me either. It's not a picture of me at all. But some people actually think it's me, and I will say it has to show my face. If it shows my face, it's not. There's no claim on it. If it doesn't show my face in the thumbnail, and this is just for the songs, if it doesn't show my face in the video, it's been copyright claimed. Everything else that has nothing to do with music or singing or anything like that. Those are all free for people to, edit and do what they want. There's no claim on it at all. You can, any music or anything like that in them, I've made sure that there's no claim on that. But just with the songs are concerned, yeah, no face in me is in the thumbnail. And the first thing you see of the video, it's got a copyright claim on it. And I'm actually been tempted to go through and mark in copyright claim as the first thing, or put copyright claim in the title, because I think like I said, I'm almost heartbroken because most of the parodies that I did for the V Shoujo members, because they all got them, almost all of them, except for some, I think Vebe's and Silver Veils, and Mama Veil. I think Mama Veil, because I did one for Mama Veil as well. There's I'll consider her part of I'll consider her part of the of V Shoujo members. But yeah, Mama Veil, and Mama Veil. I think those are the only three out of all of them. Oh, if I go outside of it, then Snuffy doesn't have it, and there's a few others that doesn't have it, and I've been careful since Iron Mouse. One of the problems I actually have partially written, I haven't finished it, and I'm actually just thinking about singing it in English. I did a Despacito parody, but that's copyright claimed as well. So I think that's one of the reasons why I've been kind of like, because I'm trying to stay away from copyright claim, obviously, for obvious reasons. But yeah, so I felt really bad when she actually played my video and then it got cut. And thank you, mods, for cutting it. And I'm sorry that I wish I didn't get I would have loved the advertising and how wonderful that is, because I missed the fan video review. I actually never even seen Mousy review my video, which I would have loved. That's what I would have loved to have seen, because it was already taken down before I could see it. And like I said, rightfully so. And doofus me making a video, a fan video that would basically DMCA her, and I don't want. That's the last place where I want to. Why would I want to harm my waifu in that respect? So it's something that I have to now. Something I now have to take into consideration from here on in, with my videos, because I don't want people who, especially because this, for some of the VTubers, this is their livelihood, and why would I want to jeopardize their livelihood, over a silly copyright claim? And so now, even though it never mattered to me before, it matters to me now. And I don't know, I love some of the songs so much that I want to keep them up, but I as time wears on, I might even, if I become monetized, I'm probably going to take them all down. Anything with a copyright claim. Where was it? I I know it's kind of crappy to do. I could actually do something very similar to this, um, with like the Hamilton stuff, but I'm not going to play that game. One of the things that happened were with my Hamilton King George parodies is that when I look at the copyright claim, they only take the first note, and it's not even. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's not even the first note of the song. It's my singing that's claimed, and um, I could easily change that. Take that out, or just take it out. And have it seem like the video abruptly starts, and lose the copyright claim on it. And it did it for all three videos, all three King George songs that I sang. And I even sang the first one thinking that it was going to be, the whole thing was going to be copyright claimed. And nope, they're only claiming the very beginning of the video. And that's the part that basically, and I don't even use the same lyric for any of the videos. And that's, I think he uses a "you say" or "they say" or "I say." That part, just it, and then the music actually starts right after that's said. So it's like "you say" and the music starts, and right before the music starts, that's what. If I looked at my copyright claim, that little bit, the "you," is the only thing that Hamilton is claiming from me, and I'm using their freaking music. The music of the video should be, that's the only thing that they should be claiming, because they're my freaking lyrics. It's my voice, and they should have no claim on any of those things. And I think it's kind of absolutely ridiculous, but if they have the claim on the video, I'm not going to try to dance around it, because eventually they'll find me, and if somebody else is reviewing a video that I claim is not copyright claim. Similar thing happened. I was actually really, really, really like astounded when my first cover. So this is not even my lyrics. This is their lyrics, owned by a company, and it was owned by Atlantic Records. And if you see my House of Pain, my Faster Pussycat House of Pain cover, you'll see that it's copyright claim, but two, the original, the music was so bad, and my singing was also almost inaudible, so you couldn't even really hear it, and there was no copyright claim on it. And I was like going, wow, this is really big of Atlantic Records to allow a song, even though songs from the 80s, but this is really big of them to allow one of their artists, who probably makes no money on any of the songs anyway, to basically allow other people to cover or parody this music and everything like that. I was like, well, I was actually like, the first few videos that I made, I was like, wow, there's no copyright claim on any of this stuff. What do they mean? What are they talking about with copyright claims? And I think it was funny because I think the second video I did was Pink's was the Pink video, and Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken, and I did that, and that reversed. So now that you can actually hear the music and hear the song, and hear my lyrics and everything like that, that was not copyright claimed. And I'm like going, what is going on? I think it might have been copyright claim later, but I was just like, what is going on with this? Freaking, how do these copyright claims work in this? So yeah, I think the parodies, as cool as the parodies are and everything like that. And yes, I have no problem with giving artists and the people who make the music and the people who are actually playing the instruments in there. I have no problem. Take all the money you want. I'm not monetized. It means nothing to me. But the fact that like somebody else could be affected by this, and a small portion, a small tiny little portion of their video would contain this copyrighted material, and they could lose everything. They make a lot of money on those long videos. I mean, like I said, 5 hours. Can you imagine a 5 hour video and freaking getting freaking all that money that they generated from it just given to somebody because of less than 2 minutes of a video. Copyright claims have also affected my feud with Nux. I mean, my feud with Nux became not vaporware as far as I'm concerned. I was actually kind of looking forward to doing something like that, and I blame him for the parodies, blame him for the evolution of it all, because that was the first parody that I ever did. Was I if you read the rules that I set out, you'll notice that I say I have no idea what the hell I'm doing with these songs. I wrote those. That was written with the Faster Pussycat House of Pain. I completely intended to just sing covers, and not have parodies. My Loud Noises has definitely evolved from that to parodies, and now that I'm realizing how it affects other people, now I want to evolve it again, so that there is no copyright claim, so people could have complete free reign to either destroy me, destroy my singing, or sing my songs and everything like that, because I would love that more than anything. And thank you to the people that didn't copyright claim it to allow something like that to happen. And I'm going to probably, I'm going to give you guys heavier props. Not because, obviously, like I said, I'm not getting paid for this, so it doesn't matter. It does not matter to me. I would sing the copyrighted claim ones all day long. I'll post those all day long. I have no trajectory for being monetized anytime soon. I know somebody was like talking about like you can be monetized in 3 freaking weeks. I'm like going, well, my 3 weeks is long since up. My day has already passed. So I have no trajectory at all for getting monetized. My next goal is 100 freaking subscribers, and I need 1,000 to be monetized, and that's only part of it. But my next goal is 100 subscribers, and I've had that goal, I think since late March, early April. That goal has been on there, and we are now hiding in September. So that's a few months ago. So and I'm sitting at 28 subscribers. So the trajectory of me becoming monetized, definitely not in 2021, and most likely not in 2022 either. So, but I I'm doing it the way I want to do it. So I'm very happy with the way I'm getting subscribers, and I am not, doing stupid shit like making videos that will garner people to follow me, because I know for a fact, one, most of the subscribers that I have don't even watch my videos. Two, um, uh, secondly, as far as the subscribers that I could garner, and basically farm subscribers, those are the subscribers I don't want. I don't want these people. I don't want freaking people that are just basically toxic and evil, worthless people looking for a quick thrill. No, I want people that I'm trying to build my community, and I'm very happy keeping it small, keeping it where it's at. It's I'm not about you know me picking up the freaking one idiot who and like I still think it's a bot because of the way it works, but it hasn't disliked my videos lately, because I think it's because I'm not regular. I don't regularly stream, and if I'm everybody says pick a time and stream always on that time, and I think because of the I was testing to see if it is a bot. I think because of that is the reason why I don't stream regularly anymore. I'm not consistent anymore. I've basically broken all of those rules. So, and I think even some of my subscribers probably think, what the hell is he freaking, is he freaking still on? Is he still around? Is he still doing his freaking, videos? Why, what is happening? And I've also don't even have my usual videos anymore. I had this is not a test. I'm to basically talk about what's going on with my site. I had dose of hope, to basically just do quips, me talking about VTubers and stuff like that. That's what that section should be in a dose of hope. I've actually reviewed my videos. I could read comics. I could do whatever I want, because in unscripted is just basically just a live dump, and that's where all the live videos are. That's what this is for. So it is what it is. It does what it's supposed to do. Well, I'm trying to think. What was I talking about again? No, idiots. Yeah. So yeah, me creating, building this site. Like I said, it's I when I 7 years ago, and when I first created this channel, I was under the impression that I was going to do this for money. Because I never touched this channel for 7 years until this year, until January 31st is the first time I posted a video on this channel. I wasn't even using this channel. I wasn't even using this channel to watch videos. So like if somebody even if I made a comment or anything like that in another video, it wouldn't even direct people to this channel. It would direct people to the other freaking channel that has videos that are 9 years old, and it's videos that are even older on it. And I think there's only 4 videos on that channel, and why the hell would if people are liking and doing whatever they want with that channel, I wouldn't even know. I don't get notifications from it. It has no subscribers. I'm not subscribed to any other channel. I'm only this channel, the one that's active. That's the only one that has subscriptions and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's like I'm doing everything backwards. Definitely not doing it the right way, and the way people tell me to do it. But I definitely do not want subscribers basically subscribing because that's the thing to do. That's hip. And I know that once I start getting into the hundreds and stuff like that, subscribers, which is the reason why I set the goal at 100. Once I start getting into the goal of 100 subscribers and people start finding and everything like that, yes, there'll be people like me who find people late or didn't realize they should have subscribed a long time ago, and they're subscribing kind of late, right when the things hitting. But the truth of the matter is that I'm giving people more than enough opportunity to subscribe to me and be a part of the early crew of this, because I know that once I start getting into the hundreds, even after 100 subscribers, I know that these people are there's an agenda. There's something beyond what my goal is that these people are subscribing for. And like I said, there definitely probably will be a lot of people that are subscribing for because of the sense of belonging and my wonderful welcoming nature. But for the most part, I definitely see a lot of people subscribing just because, oh, Sean said something funny. Sean made a funny video, or I like this parody video that Sean made. God help them. But they just like this parody video that I made, or I made a parody video of their favorite waifu, and they're subscribing to me to support their waifu, and it's like I don't think that they understand why my channel exists. Why, yes, thank you for supporting your waifu and stuff like that. But um, you know, I would want you to be a part of the tribe. I would want you to, and I'm working on a name for my community. Um, and when I figure it out, I would probably create that, and maybe I'll use it for Twitch streaming. And then that's another thing about finding my unit. I might become a Twitch streamer only because there are things that I could do with Twitch that I'm obviously not doing with in YouTube. You are just a subscriber. You are not. It's not. You're not a community member or part of my clique type of thing. You subscribe and that's it. That's where it ends. You subscribe. And it's they probably will end up sending you to places where you can donate money to me and stuff like that. And I don't know if I'm still. I talk about this, and I talk about like what I would do if I became monetized and I started working towards things like having like coffee or some place to donate, or even a PayPal where people can donate directly to my PayPal or something like that, or a Patreon, or even sponsorships, where I do discount codes. I don't. It is what it is. Basically, it is what it is. I don't know. I would do things like that. That's. I don't want to do things like that, but I would do things like that only because it will help me achieve the goal of not working at my crappy job anymore. After, if I make more money than if I'm able to catch up on my bills and catch up on my debt and have a little bit of extra spending cash, which I'll probably spend it on waifus. But um, I was at that level where I could actually quit my job. If I was close to that level, I should say. if I was close to the goal of being monetized and realizing that I could probably quit my job, I think I definitely will do that, where people can donate and people can give and people can do and stuff like that. And I really don't want to. I don't want to because I don't want people that are in my situation right now to feel like they, in order to belong, in my community, that they have to basically be giving me money. And it's such a double-edged sword. And it really, if I don't do something like that, I might not be able to stream as much. I might not be able to provide as much, or upgrade my equipment. My equipment's pretty crappy. I mean, like, let's be realistic. I have a 5.5. There you go. That's my microphone. That's it. That's and that's a big purchase for me. That was a $50 microphone. It was a big deal for me. All the rest of my equipment is at least 5 years old. Some of it's over 10 years old. I have my HD camera, which is what I was going to actually do the live streams in Florida with. And because it does have a decent mic on it, is 20 years old. I have equipment that's been around longer than most streamers have been around. I have action figures that are older than most streamers. I mean, I still have Krug down here from Star Trek 2. You know how old that figure is? You know what that figure is? There's books on this shelf that I've had for decades. I've had it since college. It's 30 years ago. Like I said, I could probably pick out a few books that are basically older than. Here's something. Let's find out what year this was published in, because I bought it when it was published. This is a trade back. There's not even a comic book, so that means it came out years after the comic book the comic book came out. Ooh. People don't even. There's probably people out there that don't even know who Alan Moore is. So this trade came out in 1989, and that's when I bought it. So if you were born after 1989, here I am. I'm sitting with a book called V for Vendetta, which was a movie with Natalie Portman and Hugo Weaving. Back when the Wachowskis were brothers. Yeah, I've had that for forever. Okay, I just reached and grabbed the book. I mean, I've had them, and they're fairly new. Mouse. One of the problems with this, I think this is the signed one. If it's the signed one, I bought it then. No, I don't have Art's. I don't have Art's signature. I think he did silly things like sign the back page. Nope, he didn't sign the back page. So didn't sign the back page. Didn't sign the front page. Yeah. So this is the unsigned one. So I bought this one probably a few years after it came out. I don't know where my signed one is. I think I lost it. But yeah, this is I have the comic books, which the comic books came out in 1982. This was also printed in 1989. Actually, no, this was printed. When was this printed? 1997. So not too long ago. Not that bad. This was printed in 1997, but I probably bought this. In 2000. I think I bought this in 2000. Mouse. And I have MetaMouse. MetaMouse is you can't even see them. I have MetaMouse. Which still unused, unopened, untaken out, unput into a computer to read the mouse files. And this, I don't think this was signed either. But this came out years later. I believe this came out. When did this come out? It's a hyperlink DVD. That's a DVD. That's a freaking DVD. Yeah, MetaMouse came out in 2011. So yeah, I think a lot of you were around when MetaMouse came out. Yeah, I love the Art Spiegelman story. Let's talk about something that makes me cry. Yeah. Got Pizzeria Kamikaze, and then I have the comic books. Most of the comic books are from the 70s and 80s. A lot of 80s. A lot of 80s comics. And yeah. It is what it is. But yeah, so before I got on the tangent of like how old I am, because I'm an old fart, let me just smoke a cigarette. I think I talked about smoking and my addiction and everything like that. But I don't think I've ever really described I'm talking about my addiction to I have to admit I do have an addictive personality, and I do have the I do have a long history of toxic relationships, horrible relationships. And one of the things that I know I mentioned bullying a lot and how I hate bullies, but one of the types of bullies that I really hate is pretty much the sexual predators bully, the people that you know, if you don't know the definition of coercion, it is, convincing by force and or by threats somebody to engage into whatever activity it is. Um, Coercion towards sexual activity means that you are coercing, by force and or threats somebody to basically engage in whatever sexual activity that you are basically forced them into. And one of the comments that I've gotten, and I decided not to actually deal with this person directly, um, because one, they were a rando, um, and two, um, I I do not even want to engage in any type of dialogue with a person that would even consider um, coercing a person to do sexual acts on you as okay in any way, shape, or form. Role play, whole different story. I suck at doing that, so I don't even engage in it. But I know people, if that's what they're into and it's already been discussed and it already is part of their play, I totally understand. I do not mean to kink shame anybody, but if it is real coercion, if you are in a position of power and you hold people's jobs, their personal lives, any type of thing over them, and you're basically blackmailing them in order to, um, I guess, assuage your guilt in thinking that, this is now consensual because the person agrees to this under threat or fear of losing, what they were building towards and their goals and stuff like that. Um, I just want you to know how wrong that is, and you are the worst bully that I know of. Um, I mean, all bullies are in that. All bullies, are delve into coercion. And as part of the Me Too movement, I want anybody who is victim of that to understand that it's not that I'm just empathizing with you. I have been a part of that. Um, I have kept jobs and working. I've gotten promotions and bonuses for sexual favors. And I did not like it. I did not want it. But I knew that if I did not do that, um, I would be financially affected, um, and I did submit to acts via via being forced to it, especially when I was younger, and that had happened more than once, and I was definitely looked on to when I was younger as a pretty face, and they used that against me. And I wish it never happened. I wish it. It. It's taken me a long time to realize that I'm not alone in that, and it also has taken me a long time to realize that it is rape. It is rape in its fullest extent. Um, and um, I carried the shame of it um, for many years. Um, I a therapist that I had, and this is probably had nothing to do with me, but also wasn't the only thing that my sessions with them um, pertained, because there was a lot of stuff that happened in my life and a lot of stuff that I was dealing with. And my therapist committed suicide when we were getting into the really awfulness of human nature and humankind, and my survival of it all. I know that I have never, since then, I have actually seen therapists um, on and off. It's a helpful, not helpful type deal with therapy, and I am not. I'm not as open to it as I used to be. And I don't know. Maybe there's somewhere deep down that I felt like I was responsible for what happened to my therapist, and that goes into like, how am I responsible for the horrible things that happened to me? And I will fully admit that when I started doing the quote unquote right thing, and I started standing up for it, and I started saying no to that type of way of dealing with things, doors were shut. I definitely became a pariah in some circles, and I don't even to this day, I don't even know if I made the right choices. Because I could have had free rides. In fact, financially free rides, without having to do anything for it, except for whatever it was that the acts and the people who had power and control, and the their kink, not my kink, not something that I wanted to do, even thought was even something to do, but yeah, it's taken me a long time to realize that, like, yeah, saying no to it has always been the right thing to do. My current situation is definitely a better place than it could have been, and I am alive. I'm still living because I fought back. I stood up. I don't feel strong doing it. I don't feel empowered in any way, and it's like, this is like, because like a lot of people tell me, like, take back your power, and so like, no, it's basically, I just feel shame, and um, and what a loss, what a missed opportunity, what a thing I could have been a part of, um, if it didn't have that. And um, everybody who stands up against bullies, I don't even like calling them rapists, because they're just bullies. Bullies is bullies to me calling somebody a bully is the worst thing that I could call somebody in my mind. I don't care how they take it because I could care less about them at that point. Once they become a bully to me, even I don't even care about their opinion. And to make up, the recompense that would be required to make up for the damage that a person who is a bully, even small scale bullies, all of them, the recompense is such a high price. Once the bullying happens, it can't be just undone. You can't just like slap a band-aid on it and think that it's going away. It's deep, it hurts, and people who survive bullying are strongest people I know. And I wish you didn't have to show how strong you were, and I wish you didn't have to deal with it, but you are all amazing. And I hope that whatever was going on, that bullying has ended. But standing up, I live a better life because I stood up. And the things that I have in my life, I now know that I earned them. Hey, how you doing? You caught me again nearing the end of the stream. Yeah, let me change the mood because I'm talking about sad, depressing stuff. How are you? What's going on? Well, I mean, that's good. It's good to hear. You don't have to be sorry. Sorry. I wish it never happened to me, or wish it definitely never happened to anybody. Oh, I'm glad you stopped by. I was recently a person who was running an online tabletop game, which I'm still trying to figure out how that works, but came out as I call them bullies. So, but came out as a bully and did I guess it made an attempt at apologizing for his actions and stuff like that. And I've been very critical of the fact that using coercion to engage in sexual activity is not consent, and that's pretty much what I was talking about here. And how his victims, and I hate calling people victims, but the people that he tormented, I'm how insanely proud of them I am that they stood up. That's basically what I'm talking about. Well, I hope I can get you to be less bored. Like I said, I'm thinking about ending the stream like real soon. I probably wanted to end it on a happy note. Anytime somebody stops by, it's always awesome. Thank you. And as you can see, it changed my mood completely. So that's a good thing to do. was trying to think of what's been happening. Oh, yeah. You know what? I had a really cool thing that I was talking about reverse harems and things like that I was talking about yesterday, but it was pretty much a continuation of it and how I find myself in a reverse harem and how I'm, kind of dealing with it. What are you up to other than being bored? Uh, if I scared you away, I'm sorry. um. Anyway. I hope you're having a great day. I hope. You know, there's definitely lots of stuff happening right now. I think we're, being bored. I think there's lots of cool things that are going on that we're missing. I'm trying to think of who. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an itinerary, but I hope you have a wonderful day. Like I said, I was going to close this off. I was going to close this off at 2 hours, and I'm already a little over that. But you stopped by, so I want to stay, and I'm a spaz when people stop by and say hi and chat. Um, thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. Um, and I hope you have a great day. And I hope anybody who watches this later on, I hope you're having an awesome day. I hope everything's going great for you. And we're gonna end this. I'll say goodbye to you first. Bye. Or it's on this side. In the chat shows this side. But yeah. I hope. Yeah, I hope everything's going great, and I'm gonna probably call it a day. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it, and kind of cheered me up. And I like not leaving, not ending a stream on a down note. Oh, I'm glad I didn't scare you away. But I was like, I want to thank you. I want to thank you. Thank you for cheering me up. I mean, like I said, I don't like ending streams on a down note. So let's end it here. Thank you, and you have a wonderful night. And as always, cool beans. All right, take care.